Atlanta, live from K.L.P Studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The Swanky One, New K.L.P.
and
with your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live, Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we back on our Grand Slam podcast today. This is What Had Happened Was with your gracious, highly favored, healthy, love to say that, slept well last night, K.L.P. Kennedy Lucas, and we have the wonderful, the talented
Evelyn Letitia.
Hey, I was just waiting. I didn't want to announce your name when you.
I thought you was going to announce it.
Oh, get ready for it. Like, yeah, let me make sure she get it.
I had my eyes closed. I was
Just like, hey,
and then
I'm
the
here.
silence brought me back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the episode. I gotta say my apologies to our fan base. So last episode we were in the studio and we were testing some things out, and the video version of this didn't pan out quite just well. So we're fixing things up in post on this episode so that way we guys can give you guys the video version of our podcast that we normally do, but we got a lot of fancy toys up in here. You guys seeing the different camera angles switching between us right now. If y'all like it, comment below. We love it. This is just a new wave for What Had Happened Was podcast. Very, very glad to have all the toys, bells, and whistles. And I'm very glad to have you back here in the studio.
I am so glad to be back here. You know, today is a very rainy day.
Yes, it is.
The way the itis is biting at me.
Yep.
I want to lay on the floor in the studio and take a little nap. If I
Yes.
leave. But I know if I do that, it's gonna make that drive home even worse. But yeah, new format. Thank y'all for all the feedback y'all always give us
Yes, thank you.
because it really helps us like kind of structure how we want to do this and things like that. And if you see my eyes all over the place, I'm like, do I look at the wide cam? Do I look at my steady cam here right in front of me? So I'm just getting used to that. But I like this back and forth thing.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
But like I say, we're starting off really, really well when it comes down to making sure that we give you guys like good quality content. And that's just something that me and Evelyn, we've been working on since we started this thing. We've been working on trying to perfect the show a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. And when we're able to do that and just really do an awesome job when it comes down to the shows and perfecting the show and making it better, we love it. We really, really do love it. So it is a work in progress, right? We're changing a lot of things up when it comes down to the show. So we hope that you guys like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's get to the topics of conversation.
Yes.
We've got so many good things to come out for sure. And let's start with a fun one real quick.
Okay. I like
Now, I haven't had soda in a very, 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 very long time.
Yeah.
But when I drink soda, I like a Coca-Cola. Now, the question there is an open-ended question to a lot of people out there. What is your 10 out of 10 soda that you like to drink? It's Coca-Cola for me, especially when you have a headache. When you have a headache and then you take your Advil and do your Coca-Cola and then you're really doing it really well. It helps you heal faster with Advil and Coca-Cola.
Not you giving medical.
It's just a little medical, but Coca-Cola does it.
I think that's a placebo effect. It helps you heal faster.
It heals it very, very fast.
Okay.
I love Coca-Cola. There is a saying though. All soda ain't good soda.
Yeah.
Right? I tell you a story. The best Coca-Cola that I've had in the last month. We went to Neiman Marcus because we were shopping for our wedding clothes. Shout out to my sister, Deamber and Jake. We'll see y'all this weekend.
Shout out, sis.
Y'all getting married.
Y'all getting married.
Congratulations.
Did you think your sister saw put it on and make her want to marry me?
Hey.
Did she sing that, Rashida?
Well, I don't know that song. But...
Oh, never mind. I forget. No.
Is it kind of like before my time a little bit?
You was small. You was a kid.
Oh, I was
when that came
infant?
out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sing
I think I was like I was a teenager in my early 20s. Put them on. Where she just said, "Put it on, make them wanna marry me."
Hey.
I'm gonna play the song before
Yes.
before I leave. We're gonna play it. We're gonna get you caught up.
Yeah, I want to know what that's about. Cause do they do the lean with it, rock with it? When it you're like, not yet.
No.
Yeah. So sister's getting married. We went to Neiman Marcus again, and I say these things, and I say this here on the show. This is not just to say hee hee ha, look what we're doing, because I talk about my car and stuff, and they think, Kennedy, you just bragging. I'm not bragging. But we had to go there to get our wedding clothes. And this Neiman Marcus had a bar, like at Slab Dab in the middle. It was in Lenox Mall here in Atlanta. So
that explains a lot.
It
we just on black
yeah, because I was with, it was a family outing, and I walked in and I was like, oh, there's like a bar. You can order food, you can order drinks while you getting your suit and finding out your outfit and whatnot. So I'm like, all right. So I went in there, and then I had a Coca-Cola. Boy, howdy, Evelyn, when I tell you I had the best Coca-Cola ever, it tastes so fresh. So I asked the waiter who served me, I'm like, where did y'all get this Coca-Cola from? Because not all the time, guys, but when I go and drink Coca-Cola, it's like, it's, average Coca-Cola. It's there. It's watered down a little bit, but then it's okay. It's like, fun, but this one was like Coca-Cola from the heavens. Like angels make this Coca-Cola. And she said, hey, no, this is just your standard Coke. We got it from the delivery, and it's, in the cooler.
They didn't go back to the original recipe.
It tasted like original recipe.
No, the original Coke, it had cocaine in it.
Oh, yes, I do. I remember reading that in school.
Went back to the original recipe, and that's why he was feeling good. He's like, oh, this tastes good.
Yeah. Hopefully.
That cocaine.
Rest assured, I've never done anything like that, y'all. But it tasted so heavenly.
Yeah, when it comes to sodas, I don't drink a lot of sodas. If I do, it's far and in between. Like, it'd be months in between. But traditionally, if I did drink any sodas, a Coca-Cola or a Sprite or a ginger ale, those are like my big three. Coca-Cola was probably the least of those three because, again, this beautiful white smile that y'all love so much.
Yeah.
The reason it stays that way is because I don't drink a lot of things or eat a lot of things that stain. And if you drink Coca-Cola too much, it will cause a browning on your teeth to stain, which is kind of like ironic because you can use Coca-Cola to clean your toilet bowl.
Yeah.
Like you literally can use it to clean inside of your toilet bowl to get it real white. But drinking it over time a lot can stain your teeth sometimes. So I don't drink it a whole lot. My go-to is more of a light colored soda if I'm going to do one. Like, again, Sprite or ginger ale. Ginger ale, I'm talking real ginger inside of the soda. Not all the sweetness and stuff. Because ginger root has a lot of medicinal things that you can use it for. And so I'll drink the original kind of recipe of a ginger ale. I like that. But Sprite has probably my go-to more recently, again, not all the time, but I do. But like you said, all sodas don't taste the same because I've gotten Sprites in certain places that kind of taste watered down. Other Sprites, I'm like, ooh, this is TV static. And then there's others, I'm like, dang, this must be what atomic bomb feel like going down your throat.
Yeah.
And don't let it be McDonald's. Baby, why is it so spicy?
Yeah.
And that literally could be a torture that you could do somebody like, give me the information. I'm going to make you drink this McDonald's Sprite.
Give it here.
I promise you, I have to put some water in my McDonald's Sprite. That thing is so spicy.
Yeah.
I'm like, but that's my, I would say right now, if I had to go, what my top soda would be Sprite. I do like a Sprite.
Question, and I'm picking on my big brother, Alex. You know Alex.
I know Alex. Shout out Alex.
Alex don't like it. He loves Sprite too. Alex he could drink it like room temperature and hot. That's his favorite with Sprite. He doesn't like ice. Are you an ice person when it comes down to your drinks? Or ice cold?
It depends. Like if it's already cold, like in the fridge or the cooler, then I don't really need ice. But if it's been just sitting at room temperature for a while, I want to pour it on, some ice to cool it down. But I'm probably gonna drink it a lot faster because I'm not gonna just let it sit. Yeah. Because I don't like my sodas to be watered down if they don't have to be. Right. Like I said, McDonald's Sprite is the exception. Yeah. Baby, ain't nobody trying to burn out their throat. But that's an exception. But Coca-Cola, I do, like I said, Coke Coke is definitely one of those that if it's a very, very hot summer day and somebody got a cooler full of cold Coca-Cola, I'm like, give me one of them.
Yeah.
I'm about to down that thing. And don't let me pair it with a Snickers. Oh.
Oh, Sprite and a Snickers.
You know, I never understood when I would see people take some peanuts and they would pour it inside of their Coca-Cola bottle and like, you know, drink it with it. I said, ugh, people do that. They put peanuts in their Coca-Cola and they'll drink it like that. And I don't know if it's like a salty, I don't know. But one day I was eating a Snickers bar.
Yeah.
And I was going to town. And then the caramel and chocolate was just, I needed something else. So I downed some Coke behind it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I've discovered something new.
This pairing is kind of good. Now, I still haven't gone to the extreme of like putting peanuts inside of my soda can or my soda bottle.
Yeah.
But chewing on some Snickers and drinking a Coke with it, baby.
That works.
Baby, I
gotta try that one day.
Child, I almost felt as good as that man giving me that pedicure the other week. I was in that chair inside that salon like, I was like, ooh, I gotta quit coming in here showing my secrets. But yeah, that thing tasted good.
Really? So I kind of understand it.
Yeah.
But it's not soda for me. So my favorite candy is M&M's.
Okay.
It's water in M&M's for me.
Water and okay.
That's just like when you drink it, it just tastes so again, water from heaven.
Chocolate milk in your mouth.
Yeah, I did in a way. So, and then it's either that or this was my fat moment, right? I would do if it's not candy, it's ice cream, and I'll make a float.
Okay.
Yeah, like a Coca-Cola, vanilla, ice cream float.
I think I've only had like a soda float probably like 2 or 3 times in my life. And it was like when I was a kid and I was at maybe a festival or a fair or something like that. But I have had a Coca-Cola float or something like that before.
It's so good. I remember when I was a kid, when I first had my first float, it was elementary school and didn't know what a float was. And then it was float day. So they had like at recess, they had like stations where you can go and pick out your favorite soda. And then the teachers would pick the ice cream. And then so at that time I had a root beer float and I tasted it. I was like, wow, this is really good. It's like 2 sugary things at once. And then I was bounced off the walls because I was like, third grade when I first, it's crazy that I remember that too, third grade. But third grade when I first had it and then like everybody was bounced because the kids, they got a sugar rush from it. That was a great day. That was a great day that day. But first time having a float and then got a sugar rush and then got exposed to M&M's and became my favorite. And then Coca-Cola came afterwards and it was really, really
scrumptious. You a whole sugar tour.
I had a sugar tour. And then when we had sodas or even fruit punch when we were kids, we couldn't have that during our dinner. Like that was dessert for us. Okay. Right? We had to drink water during your meal. Then after that, then you're drinking soda for dessert. But Alex, he always used to pour sugary drinks after dinner, and he had to like proportion it for us.
Alex was the plug.
Yeah, he was the plug.
He was the flick of the wrist.
Yes, he was like, and we would bother him like, "Hey, can we get something to drink?" And only he was licensed to pour drink. And he would get so annoyed. But comment below, guys. What's your favorite drink? What's your 10 out of 10 drink? We want to hear from you guys as well. Open-ended for what had happened was as well. Now, coming up next.
Yeah, let's move over to the NBA for a second.
NBA.
Okay,
basketball.
because some history stuff was being made. LeBron James.
Hey.
Yeah, LeBron James.
Not ready.
Where is my horn?
There it is. I'm sorry.
Third person.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Kenny, because if this was on my thing, would have been ready.
Yeah, I know.
But LeBron James, according to ESPN, this is more recently, just became the top all-time leader in points at 41,924 points. Of course, they've had several more games since then, but he's now number 1, edging out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So in the top 25, and this is to say that no one at this point is probably going to catch him because Kareem had 38,387 and LeBron still has probably several years left now, especially now that he has Luka on his team that's able to offload some of what he's been doing. And it's like we're seeing a new, like, even younger LeBron out there putting up 30 points against. He got, a co-captain. That's not to say his other teammates, haven't contributed or weren't contributing, but we definitely see a difference in what's happening with the Lakers now that Luka has been added. But just in this top 25, the next up at number 26, you have Stephen Curry, who has 25,000, 17 points. DeMar DeRozan, 24,877. In this top 27 in general, the players who are still active, LeBron James is number 1. Then you have Kevin Durant at number 8. You have James Harden at number 13. You have 21 is Russell Westbrook. And then at 26, you have Stephen Curry and DeMar DeRozan. So you have 6 players who are in the top 27 all-time points leaders. So even with LeBron being at number 1, that top 25, that lets you know how many people whose records he's broken that will never be able to come back and catch that record. They've been, retired for the longest. Yeah. So that's a huge feat there for LeBron James. So shout out to King James.
Shout out to King James.
But speaking of shout outs, yes. More recently, there was a slight, well, I ain't gonna say slight because we'll hear it in his own words afterward. Stephen A. Smith. LeBron James confronted Stephen A. Smith.
And I saw that
during the game sideline. Of course, Stephen A. Smith is only one of many commentators who have been, kind of critical of Bronny James and him being in the NBA. That his father helped get him there.
Nepotism.
Nepotism. Yeah. And then it's like nepotism only seems bad for when it's a person of color. We know plenty of our counterparts who are not of color who are nepo babies, and we celebrate it. But of course, you can ask people, if my child has an opportunity to be in the field that I'm in, why would I not want to bring my child over there? But anyways, that's a whole nother story for a different day. But in this particular one, LeBron James confronts Stephen A. Smith about comments and things he's been saying about his son Bronny James, and basically saying that's my son, leave it alone, blah blah blah. And of course, the entertainment world, the sports world has had a lot to say about that. Stephen A. Smith ends up going on to talk about what was actually said. So let's take a listen at what Stephen A. had to say about that. See how this finger ready?
I was sitting courtside where during a timeout, I believe it was in the third quarter, I was confronted by none other than LeBron James himself. LeBron had some choice words for me in regards to comments I've made prior about his son, Bronny James. Before I get any further, let me just put to bed a couple of things that have been reported that are false. People was talking about LeBron called me out my name, or somebody said he called me a bitch, somebody said he called me a punk, and all this. None of that is true. He was fiery.
And just before we continue to go on, he is going to repeat some of the things that LeBron James said, which includes, some words that if they're not suitable for your ears, you can just mute this part.
Yes.
And then come back in about 1 minute.
Approached me during the game, and he said, "Stop effing with my son. That's my effing son. Stop effing with my son." I said, "What? Nah, man, straight up, man to man. Real talk. Stop effing with my son." And I saw how furious he was. And I said, "We can talk about it later." "Nah, F that. Stop effing with my son. That's my son. I said, "All right, dog. Fine." And he walked away. That's all he said. I knew what he was talking about. I've spoken about this before. Matter of fact, I heard that not many, not all, but a few players were upset at me about that. I think one player in particular was Draymond Green, who I haven't spoken to since, and has no desire to speak to me primarily because of this, I suppose. And I found out the way that I found out, which was last night while I was at the game.
Stephen A. Smith.
Okay. So we got that. This is, I can see this issue from multiple vantage points. One being LeBron James, and people say this often. You bought this on your son because you brought him to the NBA where he hasn't been producing in the way that you said he was ready and he was good and everything like that. This is on you. You open him up to all this criticism. So that's one vantage point you can see from this. Another vantage point is everybody's picking on him because he is LeBron James' son, right? Yep. Because Bronny James was the 55th overall pick. Why aren't y'all giving the same kind of commentary on 1 through 54 who haven't been putting up significant numbers, right?
Right.
So it seems very targeted.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, in particularly, he goes in on Bronny James often. Again, the argument can be made that LeBron bought this on his son because, you wanted him to be an NBA Nepo, but it's like now what you confront Stephen A. Smith, the worldview just as, okay, yeah, any father would do that for his son, right? But where does the line draw is what people are asking. Are you his father in these moments? Because right now, if he's a professional basketball player, he's a grown man in a profession, and Stephen A. is doing his profession, which is to commentate on what's going on. So that's one line that you're on one side. The other side is, he's a professional, and this is not going to look good on Bronny James, because now you open him up for criticism with teammates and other people in the league saying, oh, your daddy got to come fight your battles. Right?
That's a good point.
But then it's a catch-22 for Bronny James. If he says something to Stephen A. Smith, then people jump on his case about, well, you ain't been in the NBA long enough to even say anything, or you only here because your dad. So it's like it's not a win-win situation all around. But again, Stephen A. is doing his job, but I think it's going overboard at this point. Because clearly, even before Bronny James got to the NBA, Stephen A. is constantly going in on LeBron. Like, you can tell he's not a LeBron James fan, and nobody's asking him to. I think the question here is, if you're going to commentate, like, be fair and be, unbiased in your commentary. But it just seems like he's always harping on LeBron James, and I think what probably set LeBron off is one of his more recent commentaries. Stephen A. was like looking directly, kind of said, LeBron, I'm begging you, as a father, you need to let him go back to the G League and let him develop stuff like that. It's like, you can't call this man out and beg him as a father. Yeah. And then the father show up and confront you. And now you acting like, well, whoa, what happened? Whoa. Yeah. He's angry and upset. So it's a lot. What are your thoughts?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Tell me your thoughts. We got time.
Yeah, we do.
We got time today.
My thoughts on the matter. I'm not really faulting Stephen A. Smith.
Okay.
Because Stephen A. Smith is one of the highest paid commentators, analysts in sports history, period. And I think Stephen A. Smith has to continue on LeBron James and Bronny James because that's his job.
Yeah.
Right? And I think Stephen A. Smith harps on the James, LeBron, and Bronny because you got to think of it from a business perspective too. They're the hot topic right now.
Yeah.
So if I'm a commentator like Stephen A. Smith, I'm going to harp on Bronny James and LeBron James as a duo because they're hot right now. That is the talk of the town. And I know I'm going to get my thoughts out. I'm going to get my viewership out more while talking about the hottest people in the sports entertainment industry right now. So I don't fault Stephen A. Smith for doing his job because we've seen it also with a lot of not just ESPN, but other networks. They're letting people go because of rating numbers. Stephen A. Smith said it in previous episode. Hey, I got to perform because I could be next to be let go at ESPN.
Yeah.
Right. So Stephen A. Smith, in my opinion, he's doing his job. I do believe in the nepotism there because when Bronny James were one of the top picks there, all eyes were on him, and it sells market wise.
Oh, his jersey's sold millions.
So, of course, they're gonna draft him high because a lot of teams like the Lakers, they look at it from a business perspective as well. Like, how much money can Bronny make? I did see Bronny James play previous games before, and at first I was kind of like, okay, father and son duo, that's cool. But when I seen Bronny James perform, I don't really like his performance personally. I think some people might beg to differ on that, but I've seen him perform in some of the games like, he's not really, this is just my opinion, you guys, he's not really the top person that everybody thought he was.
Well, and this is my commentary to that is I've seen him perform in the G League and in the NBA.
It's two different.
And it's very different in that in the G League, he's got more time playing, more minutes. So he's able to establish more of a groove. Right? But just like anybody that comes to a professional sports arena, whether you come from college, like it used to be from high school, but you got to go to college now. But you coming from college and stuff like that, there's still a transitioning that you have to do to get yourself used to. And I think out the gate, people didn't give Bronny James that same leeway that they give everybody else because he's LeBron's son. Right? We give other people 2 and 3 years to develop their game, and then boom, they're off. But you don't hear about them constantly in the commentary every day, every time you turn. So I don't think that's fair to Bronny James because just like everybody else that comes into the NBA, there has to be a transition of you finding your groove. And people haven't even given a young man a chance to find his groove.
And they're not, and they're so quick to harp because it sells.
Yeah, that and so it's like that's what I say. It's like a catch-22 type thing, and you can't say he's underperforming in the NBA if he's not even getting the playing time to show you, but I have seen him improve, especially in the G League side because he's gotten more and more minutes to establish a groove. The young man hustles and everything. He is very scrappy. He got a great, nice little shot. People also forget everything that this young man is fighting back against. He had major heart issues, troubles that he had to bounce back from. And this is a young man. This ain't somebody who's had a 20-year career and all of a sudden the knees are going bad or the heart. This is a young man who just barely made it out of high school before the heart stuff happened. So I hope that people would give him a chance. And I think LeBron James had made some comments about that about Bronny James being a kid who basically he came into this world. His dad was rich. LeBron said himself, I had to forge my way to make something. I didn't have a father or family with money. I had to carry all that on my back to make it. But my son didn't have to do that. So the fact that he's in the NBA fighting to play and doing what he loves says a lot about his character because he could easily give it up if he wanted to. He's set for the rest of his life.
He good.
But this is what he wants to do. And I think that puts it in perspective too. But I definitely think, Stephen A. is doing his job, but to your point, if they're paying him that much and they value him as a commentator, you tell me that you have no other talent though besides talking about LeBron.
That is true because there's a lot of players, just in general, making some moves. I also think though, I get that every father would defend their son. Every father would do that, right?
Every good father.
I'm sorry. Let me put my foot in my mouth there.
Well,
every good father would do
it.
Yes. But I also, you mentioned Bronny James now plays professionally, where he's making multi-million dollars a year to play professionally as an adult. So I honestly I have a feeling that LeBron James to say, yes, that's my son, but he grown too. Let him take them punches. I can't swoop in and help my grown son if he's working professionally. Even my dad, like, hey, I'm your father, but I'm gonna let you swim because
and
I can't.
That's that thin line that you have to tread. It's like you brought your son into this world. You gonna let him be a man and stick up for himself,
right?
But again, I think it had a lot to do because this wasn't the first time Stephen A. Smith had talked about LeBron James or Bronny. But I think what triggered this particular response was him looking at that camera and saying, LeBron, as a father, I'm pleading, I'm begging you, like, you're gonna call him out as a father and on his father, you know, and LeBron James, for all purposes intended, has been a model father, not just to his kids, but a lot of kids who look up to him. A lot of kids. There's even grown men, fathers who I see on the internet who respect him so much for how he is with his kids and stuff. So I think that was a triggering point, you know, to call him out as a father. And pleading him and begging him. Like, I think that it was a triggering point. Yeah.
And it was after, I think they were playing during an actual game. So when you're doing any type of activity, sports, you're also pumped and ready to, like you're
and
pumped.
then the person that been talking and pleading about you being a father is sitting right there too.
Yeah. You
like Stephen A. said, you know, I think he was saying something like, you know, LeBron could have called him or talked to him and everything like that. Well, you on live TV pleading. Could you not call him and talk to him? Could you not have called him personally and spoke to him as a father before you got on camera and said that?
That's a good
point.
point.
So you can't ask for it to be one way. You can't dictate and ask LeBron to call you and not confront you at the game courtside.
You know they weren't going to call each other because on TV it sells.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, Stephen A., you know, some people might not be as smart as others, but all of us ain't dumb. Like, you know, you got called out. He didn't go on any podcast talking about you or throwing little side shots that people like to do. He didn't touch you physically. He went straight to your face and told you. That's enough, basically. But yeah, it's, you know, the last thing about that video is Stephen A. saying that, you know, because of this whole situation, some NBA players, I guess, are choosing not to deal with him. How do you feel about that?
I think it's a little bit unfair. Like I say, Stephen A. is still a nice guy. Like, he's not trying to do things for malicious intent. I don't think that he should not have access to other players because honestly, Stephen A. Smith is the highest commentator that we know, maybe a close tie with Pat McAfee, but like, you shouldn't cut off that connection because Stephen A. Smith is very wise at what he's saying with basketball in particular, but with all sports in general. I don't think that you should cut ties to somebody. I think you should have, before talking to Stephen A., say, hey, this is what's on limits. This is what's off limits. This is what I want to talk about. This is something I don't want to talk about. And it's honestly up to Stephen A. Smith to say, okay, we ain't going to talk about that.
And I think some of it's a loyalty thing because a lot of these players, although they're rivals of LeBron James, a lot of these players are friends in real life.
They are.
And not only, you know, is LeBron their friend, think about it. When LeBron came into the league, Bronny was a baby, so he's in the NBA now, but a lot of these men who have either come into the game after LeBron or have been around when LeBron came in, these are like his big uncles, his big brothers.
That's true.
So it's like, I can see why some of them, you know, were like, well, I don't want to deal with Stephen A.
Hey, because I'm scared I'm going to lose it.
I know you ain't just talk about nephew like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. That's a very
and
good
And people
point.
do that in real life. Like, you fall out with somebody, and the other person like, well, I ain't gonna talk to her because you and my best friend ain't talking, so I ain't talking to you. People do that all the time.
Especially when it's big. LeBron James, besides basketball, he got a lot of business ventures that people ain't gonna want to.
I just think people expect differently because they're NBA players, but I'm like, this is the same stuff that go on in real life. When somebody falls with somebody, people don't be wanting to talk to the other person, or I'm loyal to this person, so I'm not gonna talk to this person. That happens all the time.
All the time.
For Stephen A., it just comes about, you know, you just gonna have to find other people to talk about or interview if they don't want to talk to you. It's gonna make your job a little bit more, you know, but
more challenging. I think Stephen A. can do it still, but
I think so
it's
too.
Challenging. Oh, that sucks. Stephen A., we praying for the best for you, man. I get just doing your job, but that's a tricky situation.
I feel like this is gonna be a story that we're gonna have to circle back around to. I feel like this ain't the end of that.
It's not.
They're gonna be talking about it to more weeks to come.
Yes.
So
as the basketball tournaments come up and March Madness and whatnot come up, I think so too. So this is madness. Speaking of madness, there I saw I oversneaked on your computer there. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
What we talking about?
Look, I said it a lot in different podcast episodes. And there are a lot of beautiful ladies out here in this world.
One sitting next to you.
Yes. But one thing I don't get, when you got two wonderful, beautiful looking ladies, stories coming from World Star, by the way. Two mothers linked up to beat down their baby daddy's new girlfriend. Their mugshots are going viral. And here's why they're going viral, Evelyn. Because these ladies look gorgeous.
Very.
Very, very gorgeous. We talked about it, the nice facial expression, the jaw just kind of chiseled a little bit, but not too chiseled, not too manly.
Lips.
Like the lips are just biteable. The eyebrows look like they just got them
I like
done.
some biteable lips.
I do too. I do too.
Just
I'm very,
ivory.
very sad to see these two ladies go down this sort of path. Like I say, these two ladies again, they linked up to beat up their baby daddy's new girlfriend, and their mugshots are going viral because of how beautiful these ladies are. I'm very sad, and these are black queens.
When Kennedy first told me about the story, I have never been one to fight over anybody. For one, I will truly hurt you. These are not the hands you want. That's one. I know my strength.
How you fight?
These are not the hands I don't do all this.
Oh, the windmill.
Windmilling. If I grab your hair, baby, it ain't because I just like to pull hair. It's because I'm trying to stabilize you to get these uppercuts. Like I ain't that tight. I don't fight over nobody. Even when I was going through, there was infidelity. I told you previously, my marriage and stuff like that. I'm not the person she wanted to see in the streets like that. I'm not fighting over you. I was fighting for my marriage. That's a whole different thing. And that didn't include me being physically violent though. But if that's what you wanted, we could have done that. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. But whenever I hear about women fighting them, I'm like, Kennedy told me this, and I said, child, I just want to know what the D was like, because for y'all to be fighting, it must have been good. Something. And then I pull up, he sends me this thing, and I look at these pictures, and I was like, yeah, this is some low self-esteem stuff right here. Because these women are, when I say gorgeous, beautiful, black women, gorgeous. Yeah, show. That's one of them.
That one.
That's the other one.
Come on.
Beautiful women.
Come on.
I said, this is how you know insecurity has no respect of how you look physically. Because this got to be some insecure mess for y'all to be fighting a new girlfriend over a dude that you ain't even dealing with no more in a relationship. Because I ain't going to say not dealing with at all. Because 9 times out of 10, y'all slipping back and let him slide in and out. But you got to be insecure to do that, because y'all are beautiful women. If you have the kind of security in yourself and high self-esteem in yourself, there's no way you fighting over some man. Because these women are gorgeous to where if they wanted somebody, they can get anybody.
They can look.
Yeah.
Look.
Let me and show the pictures again.
Say, if y'all in Atlanta.
And I told Kenny, I said, clearly he has a type, right? I'm gonna hold on. You keep that picture. I'm gonna pull up the other chick, because I want y'all to see the type. Their facial features are so similar. I said, baby, the only thing different is that skin complexion. So, all right, this is her. This is a dark-skinned woman that I'm showing. I'm trying to get it to where it focuses a little bit.
Yeah.
Kennedy, put yours back up again. I think because I'm talking, that's why but that's her. Yeah. But look at her eyebrows. Kennedy, say something on yours.
Testing. It's all right. Oh man. When you try to show somebody something. Here it is. And here's the other lady or woman here. Look how similar these two are. They have very, very beautiful.
They have the same
jawline.
Same lips. Same nose. Eyebrows are the same.
Eyebrows are done. Come on, ladies.
He clearly has a type. Now all we got to do is see the woman that they beat up. Because, man, if he 3 for 3, I was like, because they look alike.
Yeah, they look like they could be cousins.
Child, if y'all was having problems, y'all could have came to me. Or Kennedy. Like we told you, we like biteable lips.
Hey. Guilty as charged, y'all.
But I'm just like, and before I even opened the comments, because I said, these women are gorgeous. Like, that he must have been laying something down, because I went to the comments and
the comments are funny too, y'all.
Yo, the way people are complimenting it. Somebody said, baby, the darker one ain't serving nothing but face. She is gorgeous. It says they pretty, but they crashing out, ain't it? Somebody said, bruh, catalog is tough. Meaning, he know how to choose them, because these some beautiful women. The chocolate one is pressure. Got a light-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson. Got a dark-skinned friend, look like Michael Jackson.
Hey.
Like, the comments are really going on. It says they must have won if they in jail.
They, I mean,
They ain't necessarily had to win, but assault is assault, and they clearly if you fight somebody, that's battery as well.
yeah.
But have you ever fought over somebody?
Not over somebody, no. But have I been in a fight? Yes.
Child.
My sister was surprised. We played a drinking game, Never Have I Ever, and
that game where they get people beat up, people
especially when you drink
up.
it. When you drink it and put well, it's the same thing. Put a finger down, but never have I ever. But put a finger down if you've never been in a fight. And I was like, and they was like, Lucas, you been in a fight? Yes.
So I got throwing them paws on them.
I mean, I was fighting. I got my butt whooped, but yes, I was fighting. Yeah, it was a stupid fight, but man. I have fought. Personally, I don't fight over nobody because it's not worth it.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not.
If because I've always been in heated conversations where it's not really a fight, but it's like I like the girl, and then one of my homeboys like the same girl, and then she tried to make us compete. I'm just not going to do it because if you got to compete to figure out which one you like, I'm not into women that are like that.
That's
right?
a high form of manipulation.
Yeah,
and that's a good way for you to get like seriously hurt or injured.
Yes. I've seen it on Facebook and TikTok where dudes will fight over a girl and cops were called and you go into jail. Kind of like these two ladies here, you in trouble. And then once you go to jail and get some charges on you, it's going to be hard for you to get some stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not worth it.
I don't ever, I used to say I don't get it. But again, it's not on me to get because it's not my character.
Yeah.
Again, if you ever hear about Evelyn and Letitia fighting, know that I was defending myself. It didn't start out me just throwing hands. It finished with me throwing hands because you didn't take no or me walking away as a legitimate answer for you to not come get your behind whooped.
Yeah.
But it's never going to be, I started a confrontation, a physical confrontation with somebody. That's never going, you're never going to hear that in the headlines. Yeah. Now, you may see a mugshot. That's just so they can get stuff sorted out. Yeah. Because clearly when the police show up, I'm going to look like the aggressor. But I'm going to have my facts and receipts ready. My lawyer going to get them charges dropped. So
somebody come to me like, hey, I stop.
I'm just telling
okay,
you.
Stop. I'm about to punch you if you don't leave me alone. I'm letting you. I'm gonna say it again. Stop. All right.
and people often think when they hear like I'm gonna tell you right away. Hey, I don't want to fight you. People take that as if you're scared.
Yeah, it's like no, I got too much.
I'm not scared of you. I'm scared for you. That's the problem. Some of y'all out here, y'all asking for it from certain people, and you think because somebody turns down a fight. Or because they choose to walk away, or they choose to use their words rather than their fish, you think they're weak until you find out they're not. What it is, F around and find out.
Yeah,
and some of y'all,
I like that expression.
And by the time some of y'all find out, you 6 feet under. Because again, some people carrying, and in certain states, you can open carry. You got to stay in your ground laws. You want to fight. You making this unintelligent, don't have any emotional intelligent decision that costs you your life because you want to prove something and somebody try to back away from you.
Yes.
But fighting over people, baby, no.
My saying is, hey, you know I box, right?
No.
Because a lot of my friends at the gym, they know that I be boxing. You're like, you know I box, right?
I'm like, don't let one of these thighs catch you with a roundhouse kick, baby. That ain't what you want. These thighs, baby, they save lives and they can take them.
Uh-oh. I bet you know how to do them Chun-Li kicks.
They dual purpose. They dual purpose. I'm telling you.
Kick somebody's head off.
Don't let these big juicy arms fool you now. Hey. These things pack some punches. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? So if anybody ever thought they're gonna try Evelyn Letitia, baby, go find you a hobby. Yeah. Go find you a hobby.
I feel like you give like those like I guess it's called like sinister smiles. Like, leave me alone now.
I'm like, hey.
I'm a little crazy. Leave me alone.
And I ain't even crazy but you gonna think I am when I'm finished. Like, hey, I've already asked you to leave me alone. You know?
So the next thing that's fixing to happen.
You've had your warning. And now I used to be a person where I give multiple warnings. I'm not at that age anymore. Nah. Now you get one warning. You get one warning. And then I'm going to make sure wherever we are in the presence of cameras that can show that you were the aggressor and then you got your behind whooped.
Man. We can talk about fights all, because I almost, look, one time I'm fighting somebody call me out my name.
Right.
That's all I'm going to say. If you call me out my name and call me a different name, a slur, y'all know what I'm talking about. Well, yeah, y'all about to get it.
Well, speaking of fighting.
Yes.
Y'all like the way we doing these segues. Well, speaking of,
What happened was.
Speaking of fighting, what had happened was there's a court case.
Yes.
Of course, many people know that P. Diddy is under huge scrutiny and investigation for several alleged things that has been said against him that he's done. Now, other names and celebrities have been brought into that, two being Drewski, most of all of us know him as Drewski, and Odell Beckham Jr.
Yes.
Now, according to people, we have an article here, Odell Beckham Jr. accused in suit of joining with Diddy to gang RAPE woman. The police have investigated claim. Now, you will see me spell out some of these words because our lovely social media sites don't like for us to say certain words. They will flag our videos. Yes. So if you ask them, why do you just say the word? Don't take away and make it less than what it is. I'm not trying to do that. That's sponsors. Just how we have to post it because if not, they will flag our videos. Yeah. Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Drewski have been named as defendants in a suit against Sean Diddy Combs. It says Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Drewski have been also accused with Sean Diddy Combs of sexual assault. The plaintiff, Ashley Parham, originally sued Combs, his business associates, and multiple unnamed defendants, alleging that the music mogul RAPED'd her in 2018. The amended lawsuit now names NFL star Beckham and Drewski, whose real name is Drew, and I'm about to mess up this last name, but Desbois is Desbordes. Parham alleges that she was with a man who was FaceTiming Combs. According to the complaint, Parham said that she was not impressed with Combs, saying she believed he had something to do with the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. According to the complaint obtained by People, she alleges Combs then told her she would pay for her remarks. A month later, Parham says she was at the Northern California home of the man, also named as a defendant, when Combs allegedly showed up with multiple others, including men she now identifies as Beckham and Drewski. Parham claimed that Combs threatened her with a knife before allegedly sexually assaulting her with a remote control. She also claims that Drewski poured lubricant on her before jumping on top of her and using her body like a slip and slide before allegedly raping her. Parham says she was also raped'd by a man who the others kept referring to as Cornelius, the complaint alleges. She now says Cornelius was Beckham, whose middle name is Cornelius. Following the alleged gang RAPE, the lawsuit says Parham went to the Costa Contra Sheriff's Office to report it. In a statement to People, a spokesperson for the Sheriff's Office acknowledged that they had taken a report on March 23, 2018, but they determined the claims were unfounded. We take these cases seriously, and detectives thoroughly investigated the accusation, the spokesperson said. Combs, Drewski, and Beckham have all firmly denied the accusations. In a statement to People, Combs' legal team says no sane person reading this complaint could credit this story. Mr. Combs was nowhere near Orinda, California on the day Ms. Parham claimed she was assaulted there, and the Contra Costa Sheriff's Department has already confirmed Ms. Parham's claims were determined to be unfounded following a thorough investigation. The Bad Boy Record founder's legal team says, in an attempt to salvage her claims following the investigation debunking them, Ms. Parham has now invented an even wilder narrative alleging a vast and facially implausible conspiracy between law enforcement, local civilians, and media industry players. Drewski, who has built a large following through his internet comedy series, denied Parham's accusation on social media posts. And we have what Drewski said that we'll go to in a second. Beckham, in a response to Drewski's post on X, also denied the claims. Well, he also has a comment that we'll share with you. Combs has been named a defendant in several dozen lawsuits accusing him of sexual misconduct. He is also charged with federal sex crimes to which he has pleaded not guilty. Combs, who is behind bars after being denied bail, is currently scheduled to go on trial in May. Now, of course, we want to make sure if you know of anyone who has been sexually assaulted, please contact, the National Sexual Assault Hotline, which is 1-800-656-HOPE or 1-800-656-4673. They also have a website, rain.org, spelled RAINN.org. So, and that's from People. Again, that was published March 10th, which is today, by Liam Quinn. So what were those rebuttals from?
Yeah, here's the rebuttals, and you quoted the hotline in the website. That goes for everyone out there. It takes a lot of courage.
Yes.
You know, and it's kind of spooky times that we live in, so it takes a lot of courage. So if you are one who've been experiencing that type of stuff, please seek help. We're here to help. Here's the rebuttal. Drewski says it on X. I still call it Twitter, but X. This is what Drewski said, and I feel really bad for the victims and the celebrities that these names are on there. But this is kind of going back what I said. Hopefully, this stuff ain't true. But it's celebrities that are getting caught with this. It's people with power and fame that's getting caught with this. And I've said this before. Being that if you might be powerful out there, doesn't mean you're invincible, right? But here's the rebuttal. Drewski says this allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke living with my mom without connection to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So this inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks of actual victims of abuse. I agree. My heart breaks of that too. But I am fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and individuals who are maliciously, woo, Kennedy K. Reed.
That kicked in your throat real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how you corrected. You saved it because I would have said it.
Miscellaneous.
I would have said something way off.
Where did that?
Trying to gain the legal system of peddle false narratives. And Odell Beckham Jr. says
That word got you shook.
It got me shook now. I'm scared. Boy, I tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. Amen to that. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head up. That name will be cleared. S words, stupid. I try not to cuss so much, but you guys can know what Odell Beckham Jr. Is saying. Very, very spooky times that we live in. A lot of these allegations are coming out. A lot of these cases are coming out, and a lot of these celebrities are getting the roundhouse kick when it comes down to these allegations. Like I've said to a lot of people that's been alleged, I hope it's not true, right? I never want to see anybody go down and fall for this kind of stuff, but this is a very serious case, right? Diddy did it, right? So when you have your name tied into some of this stuff of these allegations of the R word, it's very, very serious. We all know it, right? Because Kendrick brought it up with Drake, and Drake took that that is a very serious allegation that any celebrity, let alone CEO or a millionaire, even billionaire, if you get accused of our word, it's a spooky time, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where you hear these people talking about, oh, we're going to do a gang this, bang, and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, whatever you do, no means no.
Yes.
I don't care if you agreed upon it the first time and y'all have done it before, or if you're about to do it and it was yes up until the point close coming off, and so you could be right there knocking at the front door of the entrance you're supposed to be going in. If somebody says no, that yes turns into a no.
Yes.
You stop immediately. Consent needs to be informed. Okay, this is what we're about to do. Or it needs to be sober. If somebody, has been drinking, don't do it. I got nieces and nephews that I've talked to, especially when they got ready to go to college. I remember when my older nieces first went to college, and I pulled her into the room to, and I said, look here, I know your mom and dad, or your mom has talked to you about sex and all that kind of stuff like that. But I want you to know there is nothing you can't come and talk to me about. Yeah. Because I know there's going to be stuff that come up that you ain't going to be wanting to go to your mom about. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I will always be in your corner. I said, if it's something that's going to cause you harm, or something that your mom, I said, I will go with you to talk to her, but we will have to tell her. I will always be in your corner. But I ran down a whole list of things. You always bring your own condoms. Yes. You let somebody know, like, no mean no, and you stand on no if it means no. Yeah. Set boundaries up front. And the same with my nephews. Don't make this thing about, oh, we about to run this train on somebody. that is not a glorious thing when later on said person comes back and said, no, I wasn't into that. They did this to me. Like, now you have to defend yourself, not only against this person that y'all are going to do that to, but also against the other people. Because now everybody's story is about to change. So everybody's going to be out to save themselves.
Yes.
So you
Quick,
gotta,
fast, and hurry.
Yeah, you gotta always be in protection mode of yourself with these type of things. And I think some people look at sex as just this fun thing, and it is. It's fun. I have a good time. I'm just saying.
Hey.
But at the same time, it's a very responsible thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they look at the fun in it, but they don't look at the responsibility and accountability that comes with it. So I would just tell people, protect yourself, be responsible out here.
Yes.
Everything that looks good and sounds good and may have felt good because you've done it before doesn't mean that it's for your good.
Yes. I tell you, I'm scared of any type of, because I'm a huge advocate of safe sex is the best sex, because STDs, HIV, AIDS, I am scared of that stuff.
All the alphabets.
Where it burns, I'm so, and yeast, right? That's another, I'm scared of that. But I say that to say that because, I've had it to where I personally haven't been in these experiences, but then I would have friends that I'm obviously no longer friends with because like they didn't understand like no means no, right? And they tried really, really hard to get into that girl's space.
Yeah.
And I can read it like, hey, bro, she don't want you.
Yeah.
You might want to just move on. And that one friend, again, who I'm no longer friends with, just kept persisting. And I'm like, bro, she don't want you because you about to go to jail.
Yeah.
That's what you about. And that's what I told her, like, you about to go to jail. It's like, why, Kennedy? Because you begging, first of all, and you in her space, you intruding, right? When she told you no the first time, right? Been there, done that, especially at a lot of like parties and clubs where the guy would just dance up on you, and she was like, ew, like, take the hint, buddy, because you're embarrassing yourself at that moment. But I do say to a lot of people, wrap it up. There's nothing wrong with wrapping it up because you think it's not going to feel better than being unsafe, right? Because you don't know where she's been, you don't know where you've been, right? So you just gotta be careful out there in the world and just protect yourself. To my ladies, there's no shame in saying no, right?
That's about to be my next thing, is that regardless of you're a man or woman, it's okay to change your mind.
Yes.
Even if you said yes at first, it's okay to change your mind. Don't think, oh, well, we in here now. I'm scared. We've already got our clothes off, and he's going to be mad if I say no, or she's going to be mad, or she's going to call me, try to put on my sexuality if now I change my mind. Don't be afraid to change your mind. That split second decision can be life-altering for you. I know there's a lot of pressure when it comes to that, but again, that's the responsibility and accountability I'm talking about, that comes along with sex. We have glorified it to the point where it's just being like a recreational sport, that people take out the fact that you should be a mature person, adult, to handle that.
Yeah.
But never be afraid that you can't change your mind or you can't say no.
Yes. And without giving too much information, I say yes. I ask her multiple times just to be sure, because like if it's yes, then she's thinking about changing her mind. Like, no, okay.
Now I'm gonna give you some advice as your big sister.
Yes.
Don't keep asking her yes if her eyes roll back in the back of her head.
Well, yeah.
And her toes curl.
Clearly it's a yes.
Clearly she you about to make her miss the mark.
Yeah.
Don't make her miss the mark. And if she ever said right there, don't switch up. Do not switch.
I'll say this.
We talked about Monopoly on our last episode. Don't pass go. If she says right there, baby, you in the pocket. Don't switch up, because then you're going to really get some eyes roll like, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
I've had that happen before.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You switch up and make a woman miss her big O. You probably going to get talked about in the group chat.
Me.
Y'all won't believe what this fool did. Like, I was almost there, and he going to turn into Superman. Going to stretch his arms out and move his hips the wrong way. Like, you about to get talked about. I'm just going to say, you're going to get talked about in somebody's group text if you mess it up. But being reassured, like reassuring your partner while y'all in the midst of it is yes. And like, again, it's a delicate dance and balance of doing that. Because you don't want to overdo it too much. And now I'm thinking like, dang, are you not confident? Like now Like, you're taking me out of the moment that we're having if you're asking too much. But checking in periodically, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I plead with you, if a woman ever tells you, yes, right there, don't stop. Baby, whatever rhythm you in
there.
whatever rhythm you in, whatever position you in, stay right there. I know it's a huge ego boost, especially for men, when you hear a woman say, yes, right there. I know it's an ego boost, so all of a sudden you ready to like really show her. But if she's saying you right
like the
there,
movies.
like, stay right there. I can't stress that enough because I feel sorry for people who get talked about in group chats.
Yeah, dudes be like, yeah, you like that? Yeah.
Because then you go home thinking you don't did something. Meanwhile,
you get talked
you
about.
in a group chat getting roasted.
Aww.
Roasted. Now me, I tend not to like kiss and tell like that.
Yeah, of course.
Especially if it's somebody that I'm dealing with that I potentially want to date and bring around my family and friends potentially one day. I don't want to ever have to bring that person around and we don't talk like bad about them in a group chat. And now you look like, oh, that's him. That's the one that messed up.
And then they're like
yeah. But I have definitely, especially with, you know, people that I didn't see a future with. It was just like, yeah, we're both grown. The chemistry that we did that. But I don't typically give names or anything. But I'd be like, y'all, last night I was on this date and baby, I wasn't hitting on nothing. Like I've been there before. But even with that, my group chat is, I'm not in any group chats nowadays, to be honest. Like, and even when it comes to my intimate life and space like that, it may be, I count on one hand the number of people I may be willing to talk to about that. Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is you're safe if you're with me. I ain't gonna trash you. Now I might not call you back. You might not get called back ever. I'm like, well, it was fun. Like, you be like, well,
it's fun, but
it just wasn't,
I ain't feeling it.
Not feeling it. And I'll let you know if you ask that, but just know that you probably ain't gonna get a second chance at that.
Womp womp.
Like, I ain't about to give you two opportunities to fail me and you.
We could just be friends. That's gonna take me back. Take me back to the old days.
You know, and people frown upon that. But I think, you know, sometimes it's fine. It's perfectly fine for you to remain friends with somebody. Yeah. There's definitely been people that, and I'm not going to tell who they are, but there's definitely people still in my life right now that we have been intimate, you know, over 10 of, you know, years ago now. Yeah. Or people that because there's different levels to this. There's people that I've known probably going on 20 plus years now. Where we never did anything, right? And then a few years back, we may have done it, and we never touched on it again, right? But we still friends, right? Or
that's a good friendship,
because I'm very mature in that if we're gonna be intimate, I know what it is for me up front, and I'm very like letting you know, okay, we're about to do this. What does this mean for you? Because I know how to detach. I know how to be like, okay, that wasn't for me. I'm good. I'm not one of these, I sleep with you and now I'm so emotionally attached to you, like, oh my gosh, I can't be around you no more. Because every time I look at you, I just see us in bed or I see us. I'm not that type.
Oh, that's good. That's very good.
We could be together and the next day I'm like, so what you cooking today?
What you cooking? What you got going on today?
Not me pretending like it didn't happen, but it wasn't that big of a deal for me to like stop my whole day and make everything awkward about our interactions now. Like I'm not that type of person. So there's even people that I've met later in life that we may have, you know, been intimate once and it just wasn't right. The chemistry wasn't right, but we're still friends. You know, still friends to this day.
So maybe I just need to move to South because that never happened to me.
Well, I can tell you that most of them ain't from South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Let me say that.
Yeah.
Or let me say not even from, but most of them have not happened in South Carolina. In fact, hot Georgia has been where most of those have happened.
What part of Georgia? Because every time I've had girlfriends,
Georgia and North Carolina. There's been two in South Carolina that we were pretty like consistent. Wow. Intimate partners, but that's all we were. Just an intimate, you know, that we were not dating.
Right.
And again, our expectations and communication up front, we were well aware of that. So it wasn't like if I saw you out with somebody, I was like, hold on.
Who you with?
You was just with me last night in my bed. Why you with? That would never be. And the same thing with me. If they saw me out with somebody, they ain't coming to me like, hey, what's up, Evelyn? Who did? Like, no, I don't deal with nobody like that anyway.
Nah,
Like,
who did?
that's why I always ask before I'm intimate. So, if this about to go down, like, what does this mean for you?
Yeah.
Because if it means for you, all of a sudden you say, oh, if we sleep together now, you my woman. When was you gonna tell me that?
Yeah.
When was you gonna inform me? Because
I still believe that boyfriend and girlfriends don't really mean that much. I did an
it
episode the other day.
It does if it means it to both people.
Yeah.
But like because one of the craziest thing I hear people say, and I know the legal terms, people say, well, you single until you married. In legal terms, when you got to go fill out paperwork and they ask what your marital status is, right? You either got divorced, widowed, separated, or single as you're married or married.
Yeah.
Those are your marital statuses legally. Right. So I get it in the sense of a legal status of somebody said, oh, you're single until you're married.
Right.
Yeah. But some people will use that to manipulate situations so they can be out here cheating while they actually are in a relationship with a boyfriend, girlfriend. Because I'm like, how do you get to a married stage unless you're the type of person where, say I met you today and we just met and I said, you want to go get married? And then we go get married. Yeah. That's the only way that happens because otherwise you're dating somebody.
Right.
And then you eventually get married if that's what y'all are planning for. So boyfriend and girlfriend, like I hate when people use that as a manipulation tool. Oh, I'm single until I'm married. I'm single until I'm married. And it's all fair and games. It's the person that's your boyfriend or girlfriend out here cheating. Now you mad.
But
no, they're single till they married too.
I know a lot of girlfriends who are like that too.
But they're single till they married too. Why you mad? You said you were single till you married. You said you single,
so
like,
you can't be mad.
Hey, you know.
Shout out to the single people and the couple people.
We done told y'all all kinds of
yes,
our
we
business
did.
today,
you
didn't
know, that's what
we told y'all without telling y'all.
Yeah.
Basically, we told y'all we're not virgins, but y'all. Well, I don't know if y'all knew that about Kennedy, but if you ain't knew that about me,
I got some secrets that ain't, people think, but
if you haven't figured that out about me right now, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what you thought.
No, we some, and I'll say this: I got a confession.
Oh Lord.
And I shouldn't do this.
These are my confessions.
And I think I podded in my show the other day about this same thing. Have you ever had it to where you see somebody that you find attractive to, but then you realize that they got a significant other, like a boyfriend, girlfriend?
That has been the story of my life.
I feel like I'm kind of going through that right now, and I got to stop because quite a few.
Well, let me say this: it's the story of my life in that I'll find myself attracted to somebody and be just about to shoot my shot, and boom, find out they got somebody in there.
Yeah, you're like,
fall back,
and I get so upset.
And it's a dual feeling of I'm so happy for this. Especially I love seeing people in love, right?
Yeah.
So I'll see somebody that I was about to shoot my shot, and I'll see them like, oh, that's so cute.
On Instagram, on a date with Bay.
Right, and then the very next breath, I'm like, damn, because I was just about. Man,
I am not worthy.
I had someone, a project I was doing, and I invited a lot of people out, and this one person showed up, and I'm glad that, she came and she supported. Mm-hmm. But she is absolutely gorgeous to me. I think she is so fine. Oh. And I just knew I was going to shoot my shot at some point. I was, and she came, and when she came, somebody came with her, and I'm, looking at her, and then I saw them like real cozy and hugged up and dance. And I was like, oh, they look so cute together. There's that energy and love between it's so beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. And then the same, like the realization kicked in, like, damn, I can't
shoot your shot.
I can't shoot my shot now. Damn. That's why I tell people, me being fine and attractive, because most people I get this, they're like, you gotta have somebody. There ain't no way you ain't got a roster. I said, look, if I wanted to have somebody here right now, I can make a phone call. Yeah. Like there's plenty of people who want to be with me, but I'm not the type that
just settle.
I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna be nobody's side chick. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all who think y'all secure in y'all relationship, if I was that type of person, your woman will be my woman. Your man would be my man, but I'm not that. I am not on that type of time.
Hey.
So like. It's like when I see people who are in a relationship and I was about to shoot my shot and I see it, I immediately fall back because I'm not like that. For some people, though, they'll see that and like, challenge accepted.
So
I'm like, what the fuck?
I used to, but I stopped doing it.
Like,
That's ungodlike.
It's ungodlike.
That's why I don't do that no more.
And you got to take into account
Yeah.
if you are trying to get with somebody that's already with somebody, even if you are able to pull that person to you.
Yeah.
The fact that you were able to pull that person means that if somebody come along better than you or that they find more, they're going to be able to pull that person back from you. So I'm like, you put out the energy you put out, you will get back.
Yes. Yeah.
So
So I learned to not don't. It's the same thing at the gym because a lot of girls would say, hey, how you doing? But I said, oh, you with Bay? All right, you with Bay. Like you did bro code. You don't mac on somebody else's partner. But I'm going through that sort of right now. It's for me. I see them like post on Instagram that they're going on a date or they're together, and it's like, damn. Yeah. Congratulations. Love to see that. But damn.
That's my I was like, dang. Yeah. It's like they either are in a relationship, so I'm like, dang, can't shoot my shot no more.
Yeah.
Or they're single and I'm about to shoot my shot. Sometimes if it's a woman, they used to date women, but they don't date women anymore. Or it's somebody who they not necessarily was in the streets, but they just got their life right with God and they celibate and they don't want to do nothing till they married and blah, blah. I said, cool, I respect that boundary because baby, I'm not getting married again without us. Yeah, baby. Yeah. We're going to test drive something.
Yeah, test drive it before we take it out the lot.
Ain't no way. I can be celibate with you for a little while. Let you be comfortable and find, but eventually I'm going to want to be intimate with my partner. That's what it is. Yeah, but it's usually those are the big three, like, all that. Or some people who have approached me, who are in relationship. I'm like, hold on, you're in a relationship. Yeah, but we got something open though. Like, they got nothing to do with me. First of all, and I jokingly, but I was real adamant when I made this reel. And I was like, it's never a fully attractive couple that approaches me. It's always one and a not possible. Oh. And baby, I gotta be attracted to both of y'all. And I was like, well, she kind of cute, but your partner, oh hell no. No. And even for that to happen, there has to be, like I said, some upfront conversation about what this is.
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah, because I ain't trying to be in a relationship with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm telling these people too much.
Yes. Relationships, y'all. Y'all comment below.
Yeah.
For sure. Evelyn, I think that wraps up over an hour podcast y'all will get.
But y'all got some good stuff at the end.
Got some good stuff at the end.
I'm going to watch this late at night and take some notes. Sleep with you.
Yeah. Evelyn, is always a pleasure. I feel like you're getting ready to go out because I've been eyeing your nails.
Oh, no. These have been... Okay, so I've been filming.
You going out?
No, I've been filming, and my character, usually I'll have like low cut or everything, but this particular character, she actually got a boyfriend, a man, and everything like that. And I was like, you know what? I want this character to be very soft, very much more. And I'm a tomboy, but I would say I'm a sexy tomboy in real life. Like I got sex appeal. I'm very feminine, but most times you won't catch me low cut nails, some joggers on, something like that. But for this particular film, I wanted her to be much more feminine in her soft girl era. So yeah, my nails have been like this, which I gotta go get a fill in because I need to film this weekend coming up again. And I know there's gonna be some close up on my hands. My nails have grown a little bit. But yeah, that's why these are on here. And I got to keep them for continuity.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Well, congratulations on your film.
Thank you.
We out here filming. We filming a lot too.
Yes.
So that's always good. I got an idea for a new movie, but later because
I'll
let y'all know about that later as we get on to it. So guys, comment below. By the way, if you're watching the video version of this episode, we thank y'all so very much for your patience, number one, because we've been doing a lot of stuff with this Roadcaster video thing. But we thank y'all so much. If you're listening to the audio version, if you somehow not watching the video version and you want to hear us, we thank you guys so very much. Share it all over your social medias. The show is available on any major platform that you get your podcast from. We're also, and I meant to tell you this, we're also streaming the show on Twitch. That's something we're
on Twitch now.
We're on Twitch now.
I've been waiting to get on Twitch.
Yes. Twitch is interesting because I'm trying to get the followers up on there. This is slow on that.
Yeah.
On the channel. Honestly.
You know what I really want to do? I really want to get on Twitch and like one day we conference in with T-Pain. I watch his Twitch sometimes.
Yes,
man, if I could, T-Pain, if you're watching this, can you bring me to your studio? I just want to be in there. We could sing, do some mute, talk about videos that we watching. That'd be a dope experience.
That would be really fun.
I love his Twitch.
Yeah. It's making so much money just by playing video games now. It's not even about the music.
I don't even want to get on certain things and play video games. I just want to get on there with a headset and talk shit. My bad, y'all, but talk trash while people are playing. Now you ain't about to shoot that man from this far back. I want to get commentary to the game.
Hey.
Let that new what was it? Grand Theft Auto. If they ever come up with a new one, I just want to be in the background talking as people are playing.
Oh, I bet your commentary
I bet you don't see that person standing on the corner. They got you.
Oh, I bet you would be fine. Especially Call of Duty, maybe. I bet you'd be fine.
Because I love watching other people play the games. Like I said, my games are like racing games. I play some sports games and stuff like that. First person shooter games is hit and miss for me. I grew up when I had Sega and I remember 007 on Sega. I still classic. I love 007.
Classic. That's a classic.
But I never could really. My ex had on Xbox. He had Assassin's Creed. What's the other one? You just saw it. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, yeah.
And I would buy him games and stuff like that for Christmas sometime, or his birthday too, for those particular ones when they come out. And then there was a Batman game I bought him for the Dark Knight Rises, I think. It was the Dark Knight, but it was Batman game.
I know. Either.
No, it's called Arkham.
Arkham.
I bought him that.
City, maybe.
Yeah, Arkham City. I bought him that one Christmas. And I would just I just would sit and watch him play it. I was just so intrigued. I don't know. I watch people playing video games like that, the first person shooter games, almost like I'm watching a movie. Yeah. And the graphics on that Arkham City was so freaking good. Yeah. I would just sit and watch him play. He could play for hours. I would just sit there and watch. Just chilling on the phone. So I'm like, what if I had a headset on? I was commentating on these games. Oh, you would be lit. I'm so ready. And then I'll mess them up real good. Soon as somebody sneak it up on somebody yeah, you're almost there. Right behind his ear.
Yeah, everybody be like, what? Who's that?
Who the hell is that? Don't worry about who it is. Just worry about what's about to happen.
Oh my God. You'll mess some people up with that. They're like, who is that?
I would do all kind of different accents. Bloody hell, what are you doing? I would just be
actress.
I'll be all over. Oh,
she's an actress.
So now you don't open up a whole new avenue for me. Now, see, I was gonna take this other webcam back, but now I think I need to keep it.
Yes,
I can be on there so people see when I'm talking.
See what you. Yes.
I'm like, what y'all on here playing?
Yeah. Wow. Yes, that's gonna happen. I would love to see that. I love to see that.
The wheels are spinning.
Yeah, content creation. Content. Developing content for the platforms.
Yeah. But y'all, we are ending this time. We know we kept y'all over. Hopefully, if you listen to this point, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We be having fun doing this. We have fun with your feedback and all that kind of stuff. At some point in the future, hopefully we can have people call in and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's something else we're working on. Yeah. Follow our Instagram, by the way. WHHW Radio 1 is our Instagram. Followers have been growing too.
Yeah.
So please get on the train. Follow us. We're going to be posting clips of this episode on Instagram when the episode gets ready to be released. So guys, stay tuned for that as well and follow us.
And we definitely have a Facebook page too, because some of you asked for that.
Yes,
whereas we would post clips on Instagram. Usually we upload the full visual episode sometimes on our
Facebook. Yeah.
And it's just
What Happened Was podcast.
What Happened Was podcast. Yep. So just look it up on Facebook. And we got you on all those.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been What Happened Was again. Have a fantastic, great rest of your week. For everybody with K.L.P. Entertainment, we got one more podcast tomorrow, but we're shutting it down for the weekend. I'm going to a wedding. Congratulations to my sis. We'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Deuces.
Atlanta, live from K.L.P. Studios. Ever wonder what went down behind the scenes of our top stories?
Say what?
Then tune into What Had Happened Was, the only radio station that takes you straight to the source. From coast to coast, tune in now as we dive deep into the stories, the drama, and the moments that shape the culture with
The Swanky One, New K.L.P.
and
With your girl, Evelyn Letitia.
live on Swanky 93.3 and the Heat 94.6 radio stations, or wherever you get your podcasts from.